Let's talk. It's come to my attention that most of us, including me at one point, has not practiced discernment. What does that mean? Well, Webster's dictionary defines discernment as the ability to judge well. And by judge, it's being able to tell whether this is going to be a good thing, a bad thing. Is this going to be a positive or a negative for me, the individual? Because not everything that's good for you is going to be good for me. Know what I mean? So, when we go about our day, we need to practice discernment. Something that I see and that I've also done myself is take shortcuts. We tend to want things now. We tend to want things to happen fast. We think the faster, the better. When in reality, things that come fast usually go fast. So, when practicing discernment, we need to be able to judge well. Correct? What does that mean? Well, not everything that someone suggests to you, you have to do. Just because it worked for them doesn't mean it will work for you. We need to be able to take accountability for our actions. Responsibility goes hand in hand with accountability. We can't be responsible for things and then not be accountable for what happens, whether that be good or bad. We can't pick and choose. We just have to be responsible for all of it. If something great happens, good. Get your praise. If something bad happens, good. Get your correction. Get your criticism. I think it was Jim Rohn who said, don't wish for things to be easier. Wish you were better. And all that comes with discernment. A lot of times when shit happens, you want to point the finger. You want to say, well, if this or if that, I should have. Well, it could have. But the reality is, it didn't. One of the main key components of discernment is being honest. And not just with the situation, not just with other people, mainly with that person in the mirror. Cut out all the bullshit. When you're alone, by yourself, you have to be raw and honest with yourself. If you ain't shit, know you ain't shit. But that's okay. Because that's where you at right now. That ain't where you're going to be forever. If you don't understand and see for real, what the problems are, how you going to fix them? Oh, you're just going to keep putting band-aids on the symptoms. Oh, you broke? You're going to say, it's because my job don't pay me enough. You see how you pointing the blame? You're not taking accountability or responsibility for what's going on? Your job not paying you enough? Or are you not valuable enough for your job to pay you more? You ask for a raise, but are you bringing more value to the company for that more money? Or you've just been there for a long time and you just feel like you should get paid more? Because you go hard Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On Tuesday and Thursday, you decide to chill. Because that person over there doesn't go as hard as you do, but they get paid more than you. Well, maybe they add more value. You ever think about it like that? If you want something you've never had, you got to do something you've never done. You understand what I'm saying? So, when people start to complain, actually listen to what they're saying. 9 times out of 10, they don't take any responsibility for the shit that went down. 9 times out of 10, they were perfect and the other person was just so horrible. Really listen. And then say, do I sound like that? Am I also doing that? Do I blame other people for my shortcomings? See, discernment doesn't just mean being able to judge well, it means judgment, period. Me doing this right here and right now, what does that mean? Instead of throwing that thing on the ground, walk over to the trash can and throw it out. It's a couple steps away, a couple feet away. But no, you'd rather throw it on the ground. You see those extra steps, that extra feet? That's a representation of life. The fact that you won't go that extra step just to do something, where else are you skipping steps at? But then when your house is fucking dirty, you're like, what happened here? Where did all this trash come from? Because you do things and you don't even give it a second thought. No discernment. I think it was Warren Buffett that said, chains of habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. What does that mean? It means when you wake up and you decide, I'm too tired, or I'm not gonna do that today, or I'll do that tomorrow. Then the next day comes, it makes it easier for you to do it again, and for you to do it again the next day, and the day after that, until it's been a week now, and you missed the gym. You didn't do that task you're supposed to do. You skipped on the chores. You didn't take those couple of extra steps needed for you to do something. And now, look, it's way too much clothes to wash. The house is a mess. You've gained weight. You're out of shape. Your pants don't fit. That shirt is a little tight around the waist. It all starts with that one step. It all starts with that one thing. You need to have the discernment enough to be like, no, I know myself enough to know that if I don't get up right now and do it, it's not gonna get done. Because all I have is right now. You're not promised tomorrow. And technically, when you think about it, tomorrow never comes. Because once tomorrow does come, it's now today. So therefore, tomorrow is a different day. A day that you'll never see. Tomorrow is just a description. It's not an actual place. It's not a destination. It's just a description for a later time. A time that is 24, maybe 12, maybe less hours than that. But it's a description of a time, not a place. If you could show me tomorrow on the map, shit, let's go. I'll book a flight right now. But you see, you skip the little things and then wonder why you have big problems. You say to yourself, I need to lose 80 pounds. Okay, that's a good start. But you do know that it starts with just the one. Before you can lose 80, you have to lose one. So work on that one 80 times. Break things down to the most simplest form and then work on that first. Then when that's accomplished, you're going to have motivation to do the second and then to do the third. Stop looking at the big picture and then wondering why you can't achieve it. Every picture, well now, is made of pixels. A pixel is what? A dot. It's millions, maybe billions, maybe trillions of dots forming a picture. That's what a pixel is. But if it wasn't for that one dot, that picture would be off. You ever see a TV with a fucked up pixel? It bothers you, doesn't it? It's just there, never changes color. It's just either it's always black or it's always white. But it's annoying. Then what happens? Then there's another one. And then another one. Now you have a cluster of pixels not working. And you're like, shit, I need a new TV. You have to discern properly. But that begins with knowing thyself. Stop lying to yourself. It makes no sense. See, you lie to others all day, every day. Cool, whatever. But the lying to yourself? How can you actually do that? You think believing something is just gonna make it be? You're gonna manifest it? Really? You manifesting it? Not that manifestation isn't a real thing, but faith without work is dead. Even the manifestation is work within itself. But sitting around in a room just dreaming about some shit ain't gonna make it happen. The most you do is be well rested. Hopefully well rested enough to get your ass up and do something. But you can't sit here and be like, well, if I wish and pray hard enough, God got me. Seriously though? You know God don't work that way. God don't work that way. Those friends that you're keeping around, the ones who's always telling you that it's alright to sleep in, the ones who's always counterproductive, they're counterintuitive. They're telling you to be lazy because they themselves are lazy. You know misery loves company. If you're broke and down, you're going to have more time to spend with them. But if you're busy and you're working, they're going to be like, man, you left us, man. I thought we was cool, man. I thought we was homies. I thought we was boys, man. Nah. But then when you up, though, they're going to love to brag about how they knew you. They're going to be the first ones with their hands out. Let me hold something. But the time when you was grinding, they ain't going to support you. Don't look for support. The mission is yours and yours alone. The dream is only yours. It only came to you. There's certain things in this world that only you can do. Don't try to be holier than thou. God ain't make you that way. You feel me? God made you to be you. So stop putting on a fake ass face. Stop trying to pretend to be something that you're not, someone that you're not, for the sake of other people who honestly don't give a fuck about you because they don't even really know you. You barely know you because you out here just putting up a fake facade for everybody else to see, because everybody else's opinion of you is so important that your opinion of you doesn't even matter. Oh, you don't have to lose weight because everybody's saying that you look good, girl. But when it's hard for you to find clothes, or you're sitting down and you're still sweating, or you can't go up them 10 steps because you know you're going to be winded. And this is not fat bashing at all. My ass was damn near 400 pounds. So I know what that feels like. Not being able to find clothes, having to shop online, and still not being able to find clothes. Not in the style that I want to wear anyway. Going upstairs and be like, shit, can't no more. I feel like my heart is about to jump out my chest. Being hot all the time and uncomfortable all the time, being sweaty all the time. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Being obese ain't it. But I took full responsibility and I changed that. Now I'm 6 feet 220. Because I took responsibility. I discerned, you know what? Maybe I need to stop drinking so much soda. Maybe I need to stop drinking so much juice. Cut out all the fast food and go strictly veggie for these few months. And let me just see what happens. Let me just see. Because that might not work for somebody else. But it worked for me. I tried cardio for a very long time. It wasn't working for me. I had to try high intensity interval training. That worked for me. Not hitting the gym and lifting weights. That didn't work for me. Yeah, bigger muscles means you burn more fat. but you also build more muscle. So I was getting bigger under that fat, so I was just getting bigger. It looks like I was getting fatter. But really what I needed was a good combination of cardio with some calisthenics. But that worked for me. Maybe running 2 miles a day might work for you. And you're like, damn, 2 miles a day? Okay. But 2 miles start with first step. Let's say, okay, you want to take the stairs to the 5th floor instead of always taking the elevator. You don't have to take 5 flights of stairs today. You could just do 1 flight of stairs and take the elevator from the 1st floor. And then when that first flight gets easy, because you're doing it every day, at a certain point, it'll be like nothing to you. Then you do a 2nd flight, and then you take the elevator from the 2nd floor. And then eventually, you'll be scaling them stairs like it's nothing. It's all about consistency. You keep doing it until at a certain point, it's a habit. Because whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, the more you keep doing it, the more you'll be able to do it. Practice discernment in everything in life, in every decision. Because everything that you do affects you. And if you have people you're responsible for, it affects them too. So stop being a lazy ass. Stop saying you'll do it tomorrow or you'll do it later. It's amazing what the power of now can do. Get up a little earlier so you get more shit done. Everybody got the same time. 24 hours, we all got it. Oh, today's not the day? Oh, I'm having a bad day. What if I told you that you are the master of your own life? What if I told you that you are the master of your own mind? That nobody can fuck with your mind unless you allow it. My first boss taught me something. I came in one day, work pissed. I was super upset. He pulled me to the side and said, yo, what's wrong with you? I said, man, just dealing with a lot of shit. He said, listen, if someone is able to control your emotions, they're able to control you. Shout out to you, Terry. He taught me a valuable lesson that's stuck with me throughout all these years. That was like 15 years ago. And I still remember it like it was yesterday. Because it hit me so hard. I was like, you made me angry. Then I'm not able to properly discern things. Because for you to properly discern things, you need to take your emotions out of it. That's another key fact about discernment. Keep your emotions in check. Any decision made in an emotional state is not the right one. I'm going to say that one more time. Any decision made in an emotional state is not the right one. Whether that be happiness, sadness, anger. If you make a decision in any of those states, you are not making the right one. It's your life. The decision is yours. You always have the choice to walk away. You always have the choice to be silent. If you don't know, say you don't know. Shit, even when I do know, I say I don't know. Because the more information that you have, the better you'll be able to make a decision. And if anybody who's trying to piss you off or fuck with your emotions, it's not somebody you need around you. Because in my opinion, that's just disrespect. They're trying to control you. Because once you get into an emotional state, then you off your square. And once you off your square, anything could happen. So keep your emotions in check. Try to gather as much information as possible. But first and foremost, be honest with yourself. Because at 3 o'clock in the morning, when you're in that room and the lights are off, doesn't matter if someone is next to you sleeping. All you got is you. And if you can't be honest with yourself, how do you expect anybody to be honest with you?